welcome back to an Insta reaction. Except I'm a little late on this one because I originally was not going to react to this full album review. If you haven't been on this channel before, or this is your first time here, or you didn't see the other ones, I have a card up here that I'll put that I have done reactions to the first 3 singles that came out, and you can go watch those. We are not going to go over those again in this full album reaction. I originally wasn't gonna, after hearing those 3 singles, I was like, I'm sure if you go back and watch those, I'm sure there's gonna be 2 or 3 songs on here I totally dig. I'm looking forward to the album, but I think I was just like, I'm gonna do this on my own. I'll listen to it like everybody else. And I woke up on Saturday morning and I was just about to hit play, and I looked at my Instagram first, which you can see up here on the top left, I guess, yeah, top right. And I got like 2 or 3, 4 DMs that was like, hey man, are you gonna do a reaction to the new Dream Theater album? And I was like, I wasn't planning on it, but I've had several people request me to do it. And so I was like, I guess I'll hold off. And this is currently Sunday afternoon here. And I was like, I got to find time because I don't know if I think that was part of the reason I wasn't going to do it in the first place, is because this is going to take some time. But I thought, might as well do it. I have about 2 hours now to do this here on a Sunday afternoon before I hit the gym. And I think we're just going to go through these. Again, we are not going to listen to the first 3 singles that dropped because I already did reactions to those, and you can go watch them. If this is your first time to the channel, welcome. We do all sorts of reactions here, mostly, but there is a lot of other content that is on this channel as well. I would advise you, if you're interested in turning in a reaction to a song, there are a lot of people and a lot of different ideas that we get here on the channel. It is a small channel, but a very close-knit channel. The video that is on the main web page, or the main channel for my page, that introduction video will tell you everything you need to know about what you see over here. If you're probably like, what the heck is all that details and stuff like that? That video explains it. It also explains how you turn in a song so that we can react to it and give you our thoughts, not just me, but everybody in the chat that comes. We typically do live streams now on Saturdays and Mondays. So you can join that live chat, that live stream, and coming up actually is a chance for you, especially if you're new, to possibly win some free reaction sets or songs. If you're wondering what a set is, you can watch that video, the introduction video, and it'll tell you what a set is. But we also have an example of this. There are other ways to win songs, but we have next Saturday the release of my reaction, or it's called Casey Kasem's Top 40 2024 version, where I go through all the songs that were reacted to on the channel in 2024. And I start from 40 and I go by 5, so 40 through 36, 35 through 31, etc., until I get all the way down. And whoever has the most songs on that top 40 list to make it in 2024 will receive a free 5-song set of reactions that I will do, that they will turn in. If you want to know all the songs that we have reacted to, this channel's been around since 2018, so we're about 6 years old, a little over 6 years old. In the description of this video, there is an Excel document that goes through all the songs that we have done, pretty much all the songs, and when we did them. And so you can go back on the channel and kind of look for that if you're interested in that band or that song in particular. So enough talking about that. We have a lot to get through these different tracks. So it looks like I'm looking at the track listing right now, and I've kind of set it up for all the songs that we're going to go through today. And the first one that is on the docket is In the Arms of Morpheus. Now, we all know this is Dream Theater's 16th album, the first one since Portnoy has come back. I just saw a post from Portnoy when this was released a couple of days ago that he said exactly 1 year ago today, we sat in the studio to write this album. And that was actually one of the concerns I talked about in other videos, was that they came into this and they'd been away from each other for around 16 years. And within like 3 or 4 months, they had written the album. And I actually had some comments on those videos that said, oh, actually, it took a whole year. No, it took a whole year to produce it. And the production part of it takes way longer. But it actually only took them about a month and a half or 2 months to like write the music to this album, which kind of was very not comforting for me. Because after 16 years, again, you just go into the studio and start writing what you feel. And that's what we've seen so far, in my opinion, in the first 3 songs, is that it wasn't very planned. It wasn't very thought out. It was just kind of what you would expect, and kind of the same old stuff. So we're hoping that, we get a couple songs on here that are not like that. But I also will say that I could be proven wrong with the rest of this album, which is why I'm going to do the review. Because they did also write Liquid Tension Experiment, which is one of, I think, their best ever written stuff between Petrucci and Portnoy and Rudess. In I think a week or something like that. They also wrote Train of Thought in 3 weeks. So it is possible for them to write good shit in the minimal time that they had. But overall, Metropolis 2, which was the best freaking album that they've come out with by most Dream Theater standards, they took over a year to write the music for that because they really took it serious, really thought about it, and I think that also paid off. But anyway, let's see what happens in this In the Arms of Morpheus. Sounds very Matrix-like. I don't know. Obviously, this is a night terror, parasomnia theme that we've got going on. So let's try to go through these, and let's get into In the Arms of Morpheus. Here we go. Are we in New York City? It's raining. It's raining. Trail of Tears is one of the best songs Dream Theater ever wrote. Speaking of Metropolis 2, is Nicholas back? Open your eyes. Was that a clock? I was like, is this really seriously Metropolis 2 starting over? I mean, a lot of Metropolis 2 was him regressing, right? And it sounds like regression again. I have not done any, research on this album at all, as far as reading what they've said about it. So is this like a continuation of Nicholas or something? Because it sounds oddly connected to start out an album like that. I know they always have, at least for a series of the albums, they had all the way down to the keys and the notes and stuff that they would end one album with and then pick it back up in the next album. It just seems kind of eerily familiar for Metropolis 2. Has a very going to sleep feel. The alarm is waking them up, but not really. Are we in a dream within a dream, like Inception? Oh, Nightmare to Remember. I always love the sound. I say every freaking reaction. Portnoy, besides the fact that he's so creative with his parts, with the music, he's not the most technical, which Mangini blows him out of the water technically. Yeah, we're into the heavy realm. And he always does this, which I usually love, but sometimes he overdoes it. Nice. See? I love it, but sometimes he just overuses it. Love his max stacks. I feel like I gotta turn it up a little bit. I love palm muting. What I was gonna try to say, but I didn't want to keep talking of the music. was the way Portnoy mics his drums makes his drums sound better. The engineering of his drums has always been fantastic. Very typical transition to like bring about the melodies that you're probably going to be hearing throughout the album. Nice arpeggios. Love that. That established melody is cool. It's like we're about to go on an adventure, which is they established in Metropolis 2. This is exactly how Metropolis 2, which is another connection. I don't know how long this song is. How long is this song? Oh, it's only 5 minutes and 22 seconds. This sounds a lot more positive. A lot more positive than like dark Parasomnia that we've heard in the other 3 songs, which, is this the end? I think it might be the end. Okay, so I'm gonna stop it there. Just say, great introduction. I like that. It was very much like the beginning of Metropolis and a lot of other things where they established the themes of what's going to happen. So then the next one would be Night Terror, which we've already reacted to. And then right after that would be Broken Man, which we've also reacted to. Again, go watch those if you haven't seen them. Night Terror, I believe, was the first one that was dropped. Broken Man was the next one that was dropped. And then Midnight Messiah was the recent third one that was dropped, and we've done reactions to all 3 of those. So let's get into Dead Asleep. Am I on the right track, or does it do this again? Okay, it is not the same track, thank goodness. I was like, did I just accidentally upload the same in the Arms of Morpheus? So if I remember correctly, I know Night Terror starts off very like chill like this too. Does every song on this album start like chill? I can't remember. Broken Man. Beginning. I need to turn this up too. I hope this doesn't get blocked. I mean, Inside Out Records is a bunch of bitches for blocking shit, so I hope this actually makes it through and you guys get to watch this. Okay, this is 11 minutes long, this song. Man, this song is, this album so far is definitely heavy. I mean, In the Arms of Morpheus, establishing the themes was the only thing that I would say is Night Terror, Broken Man, and this so far have been, and Midnight Messiah are pretty like heavy driven. Another theme. You can obviously hear my young, but I still wish. Man, that's fucking low, man. I love that 7-string. That's how James sounds. There you go, you can hear my young there. Definitely like the riff in this song. They're going to go off into like a... Oh God, I love his octavons. They're probably going to go off into a little section here, I would guess. This is the bridge. So low. Alright, let's hear this Petrucci solo. I can really hear my own now. That's a decent solo, not my like top 20 solos of Petrucci, but I like when he does more bluesy stuff. And he did at the beginning, but then he went into other stuff, which is good. lot of like similarities to Metropolis for me. Part 2. Like these sections right here. Back to the chorus, very Dream Theater-ish. There. I'm not trying to talk too much because I just talked a lot. I realize that, so I always try to find a balance of listening and all right, so I think that's the end, right? That'd probably be around 10 minutes, 11 minutes. Maybe not. And they're doing a lot of these like interludes between songs. It's interesting. Nice resolve there. I think that's it. Yep. All right, so we have now done the first 5 tracks because In the Arms of Morpheus was the opener. Feel like that song so far was just like introducing everything, the themes and stuff like that. No singing. Night Terror, Broken Man. Now we've heard Dead Asleep and Midnight Messiah. I would say Dead Asleep right now is fitting to me right in the middle of like Night Terror, A Broken Man, and Midnight Messiah. It seemed like those 4 songs are pretty much in the same vein of each other. I would say they sound very similar to each other. If I remember correctly, I liked Broken Man probably the best out of these 4 now. I would say Dead Asleep is maybe the worst of them. I don't know. Midnight Messiah was kind of underwhelming for me. So I would say Broken Man, Night Terror. I mean, if we were to order them right now, I'd put In the Arms of Morpheus for sure because I liked at least the themes and the sounds of it. And then I would put a Broken Man, Night Terror, Dead Asleep, or Midnight Messiah, Dead Asleep. I'd say Dead Asleep is pretty dead last for me. So far on a first listen. Just not that inspiring. So let's get into Are We Dreaming? How long is this one? This is only a minute 28. So is this like another interlude? Let's get into it. This is song number... Wait. 3. Quite short. I'll probably just go right into Bend the Clock because this is so short. Yeah, it says interlude, so it is an interlude. And then Bend the Clock is 7:24. Never had a chance. Interesting. I think that's what they said. Only dreaming.
Are we dreaming?
Oh, Are We Dreaming? The name of the song. Okay, Bend the Clock. This song is 7 minutes and 24 seconds. Go.
Worn down, wearing thin, hellish dreams, tormenting scenes, shadows looming. I'm paralyzed, can't move, scared and confused. If I could bend the clock, the passageway of time.
This is already going to be my favorite song of the album. I can tell. This is the ballad Dream Theater that I love.
No more paralyzing dreams, the midnight
The Wither
always haunting me.
might turn into Breaking All Illusions type here in a second. It's 7 minutes long.
Sink deeper each day.
Nice. This definitely sounds different than the rest of the damn album. Okay. I already am calling that this song is going to be my favorite off the album, probably.
Cold hollow place, dark shadows fast, haunting landscape.
See, great melody, good delivery of the lyrics. Felt like the other ones are just weak,
Frantic state,
uninspiring. This is good. This is good.
this circle I can't break. Every night like comatose, but wide awake. I'm paralyzed again, darkness creeping in.
They got their yes harmonies going on. Great song. They could write these songs all day and I would eat them up. Who wrote the lyrics to this? Oh, Labrie. Labrie. Good job, Labrie. Maybe they need to let Labrie write more. Gonna get a cool, like, solo. Yep. Yeah, this song is definitely going on a playlist. Beautiful. This is the softer, more ballad, poppy side of Dream Theater. I always dig it when they do this shit. always have one of these on an album.
Can't escape, I find myself again, prisoner in the air, sinking further than I've ever been. If I could bend the clock, the passageway of time, a better place I'd find.
100% the best fucking song on the album. Very like falling into infinity, kind of poppy. This is what could make it on a radio. And people be like, man, this is Dream Theater? So much like emotion dripping in this song. Great. Oof. Fading? Is it gonna fade out on this? Dude, them playing this live would be excellent. This would be like that Spirit Carries On kind of song. I mean, by far the best song off this album. Not even close. There's not a single, I mean, In the Arms of the Morpheus is okay, but it's just like an introduction song. This is by far, from start to finish, the best damn song on the album. I'm going to have a hard time believing the last song is going to beat it, but we'll have to see. All right, that's the end of that. Not much else to say other than that is the one or two songs now, I guess, that we're going to get on this album that is a typical great Dream Theater ballad, wonderful, well-written song. I'm a sucker for those songs. That's going on a playlist. I'll be honest, so far, we have In the Arms of Morpheus, Night Terror, Broken Man, Dead Asleep, Midnight Messiah, Are We Dreaming, Bend the Clock. Bend the Clock will go on a playlist, but so far, I don't think any of the other ones will. In the Arms of Morpheus, I like, and I'll listen to it again probably. And it could fit somewhere on a playlist, but there wasn't anything major about it that made me go like, damn, this is an epic Dream Theater song. It was just like a very introduction to the theme of the album song, which had some good parts, but nothing really that could grab me. But this song is a grab me song, Bend the Clock. So that only leaves us with The Shadow Man Incident. The lyrics are written by Petrucci, and this is 19 minutes long. So, since some of you might not know this, for me, I've always said if you're going to have a song over 10 minutes long, like 12 to 15, and especially 20 minutes in length, the chances of it being an amazing song are going to go lower and lower for each minute that you add on the song. So at 19 minutes, this is going to be in the category of A Change of Seasons, which so far, when I think about it, and all of their epic songs that they've written that are this long, A Change of Seasons is an album, but like it's also a song, is the best. I think it's the best epic song written, with Graves from Caligula's Horse being a very close second. But yeah, so you got, I guess if you consider 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence, maybe. You got Count of Tuscany, good song, but not great for me, like as far as like A Change of Seasons. Octavarium, I think, is one of the most overrated Dream Theater songs. 3 minutes of just like introduction nonsense, and then cool parts, but totally overrated as a big song. Illumination Theory, that the outro to Illumination Theory, when they come back into it, that from that section on, the best outro of a song ever written. Just makes me cry makes other reactors cry when they listen to it. In the Presence of Enemies, all those kinds of things. I think A View from the Top of the World was just meh from their last album. So we'll see. Let's get into this last one. This is called The Shadow Man Incident. Let's see how this fares up to these other ones. Yet another introduction like Metropolis. So I'm going to have to go back. I've listened to them twice each. I have to go back to Night Terror, Broken Man, and Midnight Messiah. And did they do this on every single song? I can't remember. I know Night Terror didn't have like this kind of shit in it. But it did start off with like this slow build-in. I can't remember a Broken Man if it had this kind of thing, or Midnight Messiah I don't think had this thing. So maybe not all the songs, but it seems like the majority of these songs are having this. So every single song on this album, except for Bend the Clock, and I guess Are We Dreaming, I'm not really counting that, it's like heavy riffage. It's the heavy riffage Dream Theater. It's like they just sold into it. I like that. Good patch there. I love that patch by Jordan. It always reminds me of Derek Sherinian patch because he used it a lot. Go. Seemed like nope, same tempo. I thought I was gonna switch tempos. Got a very astonishing feel. Feel like we're like going back to Raven skill. Ooh, that was cool. Wouldn't say the best transition there, but trying to think of these kind of themes. And how they relate to this whole album concept. Are we in Goodnight Kiss? Oh. Like this one.
Frightened child pulls his blanket overhead. His mind runs wild amidst the silence. He can feel his steps intruded in the room, but no
That voice is very in the presence of enemies.
he could hardly move, frozen like a stone. This is more than just
I actually like the wavy vocal stuff that's going on, the processing. When you're thinking of dreaming and like insomnia, parasomnia, it makes sense. It fits the theme. I'm sure other people are probably bitching about like the processing of his voice effects.
standing at 7 feet tall, he's a sight to behold. Tales of the man in the handsome and centuries ago. Wearing a flowing black cloak and a watch on a chain. He stands in the corner in darkness as you go insane.
This has got to be one of the most boring reactions for you guys to watch.
Fighting for breath as the incubus sits on your chest. The night demon waits as you dream standing over
What
the bed.
about this song is inspiring to people?
Night, it will be forever changed. Will the shadow
I mean,
be revealed? Can we ever know his name? Endless night, not a soul will hear you scream, and you never will escape from the devil in your dreams. Endless night, endless night. The engine that lives off your fear, making you panic and sweat. He hides in the mist, but does he exist? A stranger you never forget.
I'm like having an internal breakdown right now.
End of the hall, a presence you cannot explain. 1 minute he's there, turn your back and he's gone. You better pray he never calls on your name. Night, it will be forever changed.
feel like turning it off. I feel like I'm wasting your guys' time right now. It's like making me reconsider actually uploading this. This is not a bad song. It's just so uninspiring and boring. Bleh. I'm gonna get absolutely flamed if I upload this. The transition masters. I've always said, like, Dream Theater's transition masters are putting together a song that just have transitions that don't seem to make sense. I mean, A View from the Top of the World so far is quite better than this. I'm really gonna have to reconsider uploading this video. That's cool. Reminding me of the Raise the Knife section. Now we're into Change of Seasons kind of section. This is a cool part. Like, let's hear this solo. Here's our illumination theory part. I'm not saying anything. That is rare for me not to say anything in a reaction. I mean, I feel like I'm ripping off your time. I apologize. End. Nightmare to Remember. Just like Nightmare to Remember. Nightmare to Remember is in my top 5 epic songs for Dream Theater. I'm sorry. You guys are probably so upset with me. I think we're just going to have some background noise to end out the album. Although I should probably listen to it just in case there's a note that they hit for the next album. Although, at this point, I don't even know if I'm going to listen to the next album. Yeah, we're going to skip this. Okay, so first and foremost, you have just wasted I think we're at 56 minutes into your time. Outside of Bend the Clock, I don't see any, other than In the Arms of Morpheus was all right. Yeah, I was literally in the middle of this song, which is, I think, what shut me up and stopped me from talking. I was having like an internal breakdown. I almost started crying. And it wasn't crying like I normally cry with songs where the music is so inspiring and like emotionally driving and pushing that it wells me up with tears. This was like a crying of like sadness. This was like I could fully accept that this is me. Like that was part of it too. Is it like, is this me? Is this more about me than it is about Dream Theater? But with the other three reactions, and I just said they've just kind of punched the clock in, and they're just regurgitating so much stuff. And if they regurgitate stuff like Bend the Clock, I like it because it's good shit. Like it seems, I don't know, and it hits me. But the rest of the stuff on this album, including this song, nothing was hitting me. And that might be me. Maybe I'm blocked. Maybe I'm blocked to able to hear anything new in this. I think that's a possibility. But it's also a possibility that like they have, like John Petrucci's, who I've talked about in other videos, is like the backbone of this band because he writes the guitar parts and I think a lot of that stuff. I think I feel like the song Wither, which you all know is about having writer's block, has been John Petrucci for quite a while now. I think he's just not... most of this album is in their heavy realm. And I like their heavy realm, but I think their jazzy / ballady, obviously is why I like Bend the Clock. Their yesy kind of side of progressive, which they were mostly like on their first albums, was just much more my gig. And the most of this album is just these heavy riffs again that kind of all bleed together and sound similar to each other. And this kind of makes me feel like it's almost like, am I at the end of my rope where I'm just done with the band? And as I've said a million times before, this band has already secured and solidified themselves in my heart as being the best band, my favorite band of all time. And what they have given to music specifically, and should be in the Hall of Fame. That being said, I am also on the other side where I'm just like, I think I'm done with this band. Like, I'm just done. I don't even know if I'll listen to the next album if they come out with another one. Unless they like get some like what I would call legitimate inspiration to be like, dude, we are going to write a Metropolis 2 type again, the best that we can. We're going to take a year and a half, which they're not going to because they're getting older and older. They can't do that. And I've said this too. I liken it to like Eminem. Let's say Bill Burr. Like, I don't know if you guys will understand this, but usually the reason like the first couple of albums of an artist or paintings or anything like that are so good and hard to match is because like they're so inspired and just raw emotion and outpouring of like their creativity from what they've experienced. And if they make a career out of it, if they get popular based off of something, a song or a piece of art or comedy, they like have like this sense of creativity that just like gets less and less and less over time. And especially if they then make it a career where they become whatever, it's like they lose the sense of like anger or hate or trauma or hurt or whatever it was, the sense of like having to struggle to become popular, for people to listen to your music, for people to whatever, is gone, because now you're just like on autopilot and putting shit out that a lot of fans are going to jump on and like everything that you do. It kills the creative spirit, I think, is just like a very common theme. With Bill Burr, I've heard a ton of people who love, I'm not a comedy guru, but I've tons of people I've seen with Bill Burr said like, obviously I've seen his stuff that is just hilarious. But once he got married and once he's not as funny anymore. He's just not. Eminem, same thing happened. Like those first albums that he came out with were like fucking raw, hate, trauma, all that bundled up creativity that difficulty in life, trauma in life produces like an overcoming, a sense of having to fight for something. And complacency and just like normalcy and comfort, this is just life in general, just doesn't push you. So, there's a lot of spiritual books and everything else that talk about this idea of like, without struggle, there cannot be progress. And it's like, it happens in art too. And I think that's just where Dream Theater is. It's like, and then maybe every once in a while, which is what I think Metropolis 2 was kind of like But that was produced, I think, a lot with even Falling into Infinity and stuff like that. That struggle of that. But like since then, since like Metropolis 2 and even I would say 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence, I think the reason it's been kind of going like that in general is because they're kind of just like on autopilot, and the struggle is not as much there anymore to really force them to like have to like produce that creativity. I hope this is making sense. But it's kind of, that's what I was going through at the beginning of this song, where I was like, I think I'm done with the band because I just think that I've the same thing happened with Metallica, right? Yeah, so I've said in other reactions that, you know, it went from like 7 out of 8 songs or 8 out of 8 songs on an album being fucking awesome and like 8s, 9s, and 10s to like, you know, 6, 5, and then like the last albums it's been like 3 or 2. And for me, in this album, and again, I'll accept that maybe this is me, there's one song on this album, Bend the Clock, that I think was good. Well-written song, great. The rest of them, they're just not great. They're good for Dream Theater. I should say they're good songs in the whole span of things is what I'm saying. But for Dream Theater standards, I just think they're just meh. They're meh songs. They're uninspiring. This whole album to me is it's not as bad as Astonishing. Although Astonishing did have 2 songs that I loved. Gift of Music was really good and Astonishing. But anyway, I'm not going to ramble. It's just sad. I'm sorry for you Dream Theater fans. I did see a couple people saying, like, I feel like they're back. Not for me. This is not back. This is just more of the same. And I would even say to a degree worse. Bend the Clock is the only song I like on here. And sorry I wasted your time. It's the captain saying peace out.